Hey everyone, this is Vicky Z from Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for March 2021 for the sign of Sagittarius. I've already meditated on your cards, ready to go, and just know that this is a general reading. It might not resonate with everyone, so please take what you want and leave the rest. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate the support. This is brand new to me, and I would really like to see it grow and learn a lot from what I'm doing to make these videos better in the long run. So thanks for your support. Let's get on to the reading. While I was shuffling, also I'm learning the name of the cards, but I have all of the names and where you can buy them in the description box below. I think these are like alchemy something, I forget. But anyway, I usually don't use these big cards, but I was called to do that today. And you got the moon. These are really beautiful cards. I don't know if you can see it. I'll bring it close. So the moon energy is all about like this mysterious paths and the unknown, really working with the unseen secrets, intuition, maybe going a little deep. I think this has happened for every single reading I've done so far for all the signs. Everyone is kind of in the same space, which makes sense. I mean, it's been almost a year since all of this has started, and I think everybody's just at least either just experiencing it or moving halfway through it by now, or some sort of connection to working with some shadow stuff internally, things that we've been putting aside for a long time. Or this could be just what's going on in the world and learning all, kind of unveiling all of the secrets that have been held from us for so long, and things shifting. Down here you can see that there's a bunch of fish, and tides are really rough. So there's, I think, I'm going to clarify this card. It just fell out, so I figured I would put it out, but I'm going to do the regular spread, and then we can clarify that if it hasn't been answered throughout the reading. So today I'm also using the Wildwood Tarot. It's one of the first decks I got. I love it, and I was called to use it. I'm called to use different decks with you today. I don't know if that is significant in any way, but I've been doing a pattern with the other ones, but today I feel like maybe that's something for you, maybe trying something new, or I don't know, just like this moving energy of doing something different that you haven't done before. Maybe that's why I'm picking cards that I haven't used in a while. So anyway, I do an element spread. It's the current situation, how you can move through it with intellect and communication, the emotions that you can connect with it, and how you can move through this to actually see some movement, or what you can get out of it, the outcome of it. So let's get started. That was fast. It's funny, while I was shuffling, this came out as well. It's the Three of Bows, which are wands. And we'll get into it, but this is all about fulfillment in this deck. But I will, this is also about creativity. Threes are all about creativity, and finding ways to move through things in a very creative way, or being creative as an artist, or being creative on projects, and being fulfilled and having like this passion behind it. But we'll clarify as we go. The Ten of Wands, responsibility, but this is also, it's on the bottom of the deck. I don't know, he's climbing, they're climbing this tall mountain to be, have responsibility of doing so, but at the same time they're carrying so much on their back and all these burdens. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes it's a little heavy. Maybe some things you don't need to be carrying with you going forward on this journey, depending on what we see in the cards. But he's working hard. He doesn't feel like he's out of it, but it's hard work. You're definitely working towards something. We'll see where it goes. It's almost like a completion. Tens are a completion too. So anyway, so I'm going to pull a couple more cards, and then we will start to read. So I like to mix oracle cards with tarot a lot, and some clarifiers as well. I like to use them all. So we'll see what's calling, since you're on a different vibe today with what I'm pulling out here, in a good way. So manifesting things that you want, attraction, asking the universe for something that you really want. I feel like you're like renewing the way you take direction in things, like in everything that you do, just from what I've seen so far. And we'll clarify, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. And so I think they're in the current situation, you have resistance, which has been on every single reading so far. People are in different positions, but resisting change, resisting accepting what is, and kind of holding on to old patterns, old habits, old ways of thinking, old relationships, whatever. This is with the Three of Bows, or the Three of Wands. So I definitely feel like that you're being creative. Maybe you're just like resisting change, maybe. We'll clarify. There's something that you're resisting that's holding you back from achieving this goal or success, or like moving forward in this creativity, but we'll clarify what it is possibly. And so up here on the way you can flow through intellect and communication, you have the Two of Swords, and which is making a choice or a decision, having like a crossroads in your life. And the Peace, the Two of Swords, I'll show you guys. I have to remember to put them up, sorry. And the Peace card, which a lot of people have gotten as well in my personal readings, especially. So to me, this is like making a decision on which direction you want to go, but either you're going to have to be kind of chilling out and meditating on this decision a little bit more, like quieting the mind so you can make sure that you're making the right decision that you're, or choice. We'll clarify, but it's definitely making a right decision, trying to find balance in this. But I think that maybe you will need to do this in a quiet way instead of just being like abrupt in your decisions. We'll clarify. And then what you can do emotionally, or like what emotions you can connect with on this journey, is patience and the Star. So the Star is about long-term goals and plans. And this is about your emotional stability in here. And the Patience card is, I think you are being patient, and you're finding new ways to move through ways in like a very calm way, almost like meditating on things a little bit more, making more of a conscious effort to like make decisions in a very it's not logical, because you're this is more intuition too, but I just think a sensible way. You're really thinking things through before you make a decision, or maybe that's what you're going to be doing, or you need to do in order to move through something. But the Patience card to me is like, you see the ending result ahead of you, but it's going to take time to get there. And she's holding a balloon. It's an older person in there holding a balloon. So to me, it's like going in with this childlike sense of the unknown and having this excitement and wanting to get to the finish line really quickly, but realizing that it's a long journey and you can't just run there. You have to have the experience of the journey, because that's where the lessons are. And the long-term planning with the Star and having hope for the future is definitely like you have a plan in mind. You're like definitely on a path of making the right decisions for long-term goals and plans for the future that you want to last for years to come. So, which is really great. And then the outcome, or the way you're going to move through this to get to the outcome, is the Eight of Wands and the unexpected. So eights are all about obstacles and blockages and like overcoming obstacles, or maybe finding ways to overcome them. But they're also, this is also about like community and being I don't know what this is. What's coming in for me now is how we're all kind of feeling we have these blockages and obstacles in life right now, but we need to stick together as a community to do it together. And maybe for you not to feel that you're alone. because they're all kind of celebrating and supporting each other, but they're on these journeys together of like working through things that are causing blockages and obstacles. So I'll clarify. And I think it's also the unexpected is also about having support. I think this is definitely about support, because that card to me came about support, and then this card is all about having a shoulder to lean on for the unexpected. That could be with what's the world is going through right now and what's to come in our lifetime as a human race, or this is something to do with your long-term goals and where you want to achieve them or how you want to achieve them. It's having support and somebody to lean on, because it's going to be a mysterious, as the moon, we said in the moon in the beginning, it's like this mysterious path or this unknown path, and you're looking into that unknown path and you're saying, I'm guided and I'm supported by your tribe, your soul tribe, or someone that's going to help you through it. That could be anyone, but to me, it's somebody that you feel comfortable with or close to, or a group, because you have both here. You have your community, your tribe, but you also have somebody that you really connect with. And this could be yourself too. Doesn't mean you're leaning on. It could be leaning on yourself too, and finally feeling comfortable with yourself enough to trust your inner knowing to go through this journey alone. So it could be either one, depending on where you are in your life right now. So let's clarify. I think this is really beautiful. I think it's a really good way to lead this time right now. Another peace card. And stillness. I definitely think going inward, it almost in a meditative state, like maybe doing some guided meditations, or maybe this is what you're already doing and you're sitting in silence enough for your intuition to take over the mind chatter, which doesn't take much if we really tune into our bodies. Like after a couple minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes, the mind stops and the intuition takes over. And I really think that that's kind of where you are right now. You have the peace card, harmony and contentment with all of this energy, the three of wands and the resistance. I think when you start to have this stillness, or maybe you just started this journey, like I need this is what I need to in order to shift. This is what's going to, like, you literally have the lack of movement. And I don't think that's stagnation. I think that means stillness in the way that we're speaking of right now. And then you have another peace card. So this is very relevant to what's going on right now. Maybe you just started this journey, or you've at least acknowledged it, as now it's like finding ways to do it. But I think that will, when you get into that peaceful state and you really start to quiet the mind and allow your intuition to take the lead, the resistance you'll open your hand and release this stuff. It will go away. At least enough to see change, and then it takes a while, I think, to let go of a lot of old patterns, ways of thinking and all that. But I think if you can just resist a little bit, or let go of that resistance a little bit, and give it up to like just letting it be, letting go, and however that looks to you, I think that will open you up to a whole other world of ways to really release deeper things inside. So this is really beautiful spread. So let's go into the emotional position. This is half the deck. I'm not taking it. I'm gonna do it again. The heart. This is definitely going in. Okay, so what I was saying before about like the intellect, or like going in it with the mind. This is all about intuition and using the heart, not the mind, to make this decision and to like go forth and having patience and really learning about yourself and planning these long-term goals. This is all about intuition and the heart, what the heart wants, what the intuition is telling you, not what the mind wants. Although that has to lead to a certain extent, but the heart needs to take over and say, okay, like how do I start this journey? How do I continue this journey? How do I end this journey with what my heart really wants and what my intuition is really telling me? This is a really beautiful card. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to let people see the cards because they're so pretty. And they really tell a story. So, beautiful. And then for the outcome, along with the unexpected, the Three of Wands, comes gratitude. Appreciate present blessings. This also means to me about being in the present moment and not looking too far ahead, being right where you are. And I think that has a lot to do with being at peace and still brings you to the present moment, because it quiets the mind, it quiets the body, and it really makes you hyper focus with what is right in front of you. So this is a really beautiful card. Gratitude, being grateful. And this also came in my last read. I forget who I did. I think Pisces maybe, or Cancer, maybe Cancer, about like, we've been stagnant for a year now, and I think that a lot of us look at life a little differently. So it's just about going outside and seeing things and being grateful for what you have and what is beautiful right now. I think that might put you in a different state of mind if you need that little push. Spring's coming. I know it's snowing in a lot of areas, but if you have nicer weather or even the cold, it's really nice to go out in the cold and experience that type of vibe even in the winter time. But just to be grateful for what it is, how beautiful it is. Something beautiful in the trees, looking at the birds for a little bit. Just appreciating the elements as they are and being grateful for what you have. Even, my Lomi teacher taught me to stand up and stare at the walls of every wall in my house, or the rooms that I'm in the most, and just look and observe without judgment. And I know this sounds silly, but I did it while she was on the phone with me. And I literally was just staring at all the walls and appreciating, not looking at the cracks and all the things you want to fix, but just appreciating what you've done in the house, like that you have it, how hard you work to get it. Or, if you have an apartment and it took me a long time to feel at home with apartments, but I did. It's just appreciating what you have now and really calling it home, and just staring at the walls and observing and just being present with where your space is. Because I think a lot of times we get so busy looking at our phones and doing work and cooking and cleaning and being parents or whatever your role is, and we kind of miss the fact that this is supporting us and we don't have appreciation for it. So I just thought that was such a beautiful, simple exercise that really changed my perspective enough to even talk about it now. So maybe that's something you want to do with whatever, even your car, the backyard, like something that you haven't really connected with recently might just connect with it in a very gratifying way. It might help you push forward to realize that you can calm the mind and just be more peaceful. Whatever you need to like really kickstart this journey that you have with being at peace. So definitely like keep your guard up with your thoughts and your feelings and all that stuff coming up. Our minds can be our worst enemy, so just keep like literally just cut it off. I literally have these weird thoughts and I'm just like nope, and I just like cut it at the right when it happens. And it really shifts. Or smile, fake it till you make it. I've been saying that to a lot of people just because we're what space we're all in as a society, as a whole human race. But anyway, so let me pull. I like to pull a lot of cards, but I think they each have a story to tell, and I think it's fun. So hopefully you like that. I already did these, but for some reason I picked more. Purity. This card is what I just said, literally, and that's why I think I went back to it. Purity is all about the purest form of words, thoughts, feelings, and way of thinking, being, and seeing. Like choosing your words wisely at their purest form, their truth. Like what is your truth? Like in every aspect, like truth, like the cleanest of words. Like don't use words that are harsh, internally, externally, just being a little bit more graceful and purifying with what you're saying and thinking to yourself and what you're saying to others. Sometimes we get stuck in I'm guilty for it, upset or like angry or like stagnant or whatever, and we say things that don't come out right, but the meaning behind it wasn't the same way that it was delivered. But it doesn't matter because that person perceived it that way anyway, and the damage is done in a sense. But it also, you don't realize how that affects your cells, and that stores in the cells, regardless of how you feel. Even if it's just a word and you say it in a joking way, like you're picking on somebody, or you just like say something in a funny way, it's still, the word still has power regardless of the tone or the laughter or cry behind it. So choosing your words wisely to yourself. I think this is more inner work and like how you articulate the things that you're feeling internally but also externally speaking out loud. This card had to come out because I wouldn't have gone back to the same deck. So anyway, I'm going to do some clarifying on these. I love my clarifiers. I have a lot of fun with them. So I'll get these ready. And then pull some other cards. Please clarify resistance. Situation. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is all about, this is the life card. I'm going to pull other clarifiers because I like to know what exactly specifically it's speaking about. There are no descriptions for these cards. It's all intuition. And to me, this is more about like, actually it's very similar to me. I'm feeling this, the Three of Bows. They have the, they look like seahorses, but they're the snakes in the middle of his, I guess it's the medical, a new age medical symbol. But this is kind of what I'm getting with this. Finding in every way from the spine up, like literally coming from your spinal cord, finding ways to look at things in the brighter way. There's a sun behind this. It's a spot, like this is like the brain and the spinal nerves to me. And this is all about what you're ingesting. Exactly what I just said. I feel like this is connecting with that. Like what you're ingesting is going internal into your nervous system, into your spinal cord. And just to keep a very bright, clear picture of positive affirmations and watch your verbiage. I think this is really important because it's coming out a couple times. So please clarify. Let's find out what direction. I mean, I'm assuming you kind of know, at least have an idea of where you want to go with your direction. It could be a healing direction. It could be work, relationships. I don't know, but I think this is more of an inner journey for you. And you have, like, there's definitely some healing that needs to be done. The healing card, there's a bird that's injured and she's all wrapped up and a little bit bleeding. But I think to me, this is like making a choice of where you want to put your focus in right now, about going inward and working on some of this moon energy of this mysterious stuff that's going on, like the unseen, the subconscious stuff, and doing some healing in there. I think maybe there's some stuff inside that needs to come out. And now is a good time to do it. And I literally feel like I should have just done a general reading for everybody because I think everyone's on the same page, just tweaking a little bit here and there depending on the sign. But I definitely think that there's a lot of healing going on for you. Just make sure you stay true to that and keep your words. I think that card of like purity, is definitely part of that too. Like, nurturing yourself and being very kind to yourself when things come up and what things that you're dealing with in your life, because silence will bring stuff up for you. And I think that maybe that's why this like stillness, meditation, this peace stuff is coming out, because maybe you do need to sit still if you haven't done already. And when you sit still, you get to know yourself a little bit more. You again, because we already know who we truly are, we just lost touch with it, you know. So I think that there's going to be a lot of healing with that. So maybe that's why you need your tribe, because I think that, and to feel grateful and keep it light, because if you're more on the darker side and more like the negative tone of life right now and you have this healing, it might be not so great of a journey. And it's already tough as it is to even go inward and deal with stuff that we have buried all these years. So I highly recommend, if you are taking anything from this reading, is to stay pure in your words when you're in this healing journey, and be really kind to yourself, and just know that it's okay and you're guided and you're not alone. I don't know why this is coming up to me, but it's like, it's not your fault for things happening. Like, even if you chose to make that decision that caused a situation in your past, it's life. You had to learn the lesson. So if you can look at things as being a lesson, instead of being like, I shouldn't have done that, or it's my fault, or I wish I never had to deal with that. There's a lesson in it for you for a reason. So looking at it as lessons might lighten up the load a little bit of taking responsibility for, definitely taking responsibility for your actions, but knowing that it's not always your fault and it's okay, you know. Just learn from that and don't have it be a waste of pain if you're not learning from it. So I don't know why. That could be something specific for someone directly, but that came up. So I'm going to do another. One came out. I guess it'll pop out. Maybe it did. Here we go. Yeah, manifesting that stuff and releasing something. So it's interesting because when I read the meaning for this, I can see it's just a bunch of hands releasing stones or releasing whatever. But I love the definition because it was more about like, and it's so simple, but I needed a recheck on it, was in order to receive something else or to get something else for yourself, you have to release something. So going inward to release some of this pain and some of the stuff that has been buried in the cells for so long, and your body's functioning on that vibration, maybe releasing some of that to make room for new things that you want, for this new path, this long-term planning, you know? It's more, to me, maybe it's more about confidence for you, like gaining confidence and like knowing that you can work through anything on your own or with your tribe. Like, you know, working through some of this stuff will make you feel like, wow, I can overcome anything. I can do anything. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this, but just releasing stuff to make room for things that are more important, or more important for where you are right now. I don't mean to say that in a negative way, but like matching where you are right now. I should rephrase that. So sorry about that. And you do have the ability to manifest like whatever you want if you can just make some minor shifts in the way that you speak to yourself, and release some stuff that no longer serve you anymore, and having patience with yourself in the process and using your heart. I know it's a lot, but it's really not. I just kept adding to that, but yeah. And I was just going to say, like, I think the manifestation right now is totally going to bring you abundance in the way you want whatever you're looking for here. Releasing something to make room for this new manifestation will create abundance. That's how I see this. Releasing something to make room for this new manifestation to create abundance. I literally think they go three together there. Let's do the final, the gratitude, 8 of Wands, and the unexpected, please. For Sagittarius. As always, they always come out in bundles. The sun is the first one, which is beautiful, and I saw this in a couple other readings. The sun is the happiest, so the card in the deck. So to me, you're definitely going to see the brighter side of things here. Things are going to look good, and things are really going to come to happen in your favor. But you have to do a little bit of work, a little bit. Humanity, we spoke about that a little bit earlier. I think this is all about like sticking to your tribe, maybe being grateful for who you have in your life, or just seeing people where they're at. And I've said this probably in every reading because the humanity card came out a lot. It's just maybe meeting people where they are and not expecting anything more, because that's the vibration that they're at and they don't see anything more than that. It's hard to teach somebody something that they have never seen or experienced before. So you have to meet people where they are. And I take this advice every day because it's very hard sometimes with people's behaviors, but including my own, you know, but definitely look at just maybe being a little bit more grateful for the people that you have in your life, or seeing the relationships between each other, or the relationship between yourself too. Inspiration, I definitely think these things all will come together. Okay. So you have the fire card, inspiration, and time. And I think the time is now to light the fire if it hasn't been lit already, which I think it has been. There's been a spark. Use your inspiration right now to keep your fire lit, because now is the right time to start moving things. Your hourglass has already started to like kick sand down. So I think you're already, to me, this maybe feels like you've already been doing this, but keep your momentum going, keep your inspiration and your fire lit in order to move to the sun, which I love this card so much. In every deck, it doesn't matter. There's nothing negative about it. It's just all good things. So that is a beautiful message. I love that. It's really beautiful. I'm going to do one more just because, I was going to do one of these too. Major Arcana. These are the White Witch Tarot. I love these. I wish they had the full deck, but they only have the Major Arcana. Sagittarius, March 2020. Gotta see that. I can't see it. I think it's the High Priestess in reverse. Lovers. This could be a relationship, or this could be the love you have for yourself. Because I feel like this is an inward journey, but also needing to feel loved from your tribe. A little bit of both. Because I think that will help you like move faster through this, feeling supported, but also supporting yourself and loving yourself. Because this card can go either way. You know, there's two heads on either side, looking at either side, left and right, and then there's one in the middle, which would be love for yourself, looking for, you know, connecting with yourself. And she's kind of putting her hands over her heart. So this is definitely like finding true love for yourself, unconditional love. You know, that's what I see. And the Fool is underneath it, meaning like you're starting a new journey, leaping into this, like, I love these cards, you can see it. Having self-beliefs, a new journey, you know, the Fool's really great. So, let's see what the High Priestess, I will show you. I am going to read this in both. I mean, I'm not going to read it in reverse, really, because I don't think this is a negative reading. I want to stay positive. But this is all about intuition and the mystery of your intuition, like the unknown, like this, you know, I just love her so much. She's so powerful and connected with her emotions. And I think to me this is more like feminine energy, but this doesn't mean gender, just like the feminine aspect of, you know, masculine and feminine energies. But I'm going to pull clarifier to see kind of where, but I just feel like this is more of like this mysterious, the unknown intuition that you're bringing into this right now. Or maybe needing to connect with your intuition more, and that's why it was in reverse. Yeah, putting in the hard work, but also having a tribe, working with, you know, the bees have their hive, working with the colony. So not doing this alone. And the inspiration card again. So I definitely think there's a lot of inspiration here. I don't know where it is, or did I not see this? I think this may, oh yeah, it's here. You have it twice. So you definitely could be inspired right now to do something, or finding something that is inspirational. What's popping up to me is maybe doing some like positive affirmations, looking for somebody who's an affirmation or like a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, that kind of stuff. Can you please clarify the High Priestess? Gratitude again. So maybe just being appreciative over, and having gratitude over your intuition, like being connected to your intuition, like respecting it a little bit more, knowing that, you know, you're just not maybe tapped into it enough. Like, I don't know why, I could be completely wrong, but like just being grateful for the knowledge that you do have, and maybe that will open you up to more, because I'm doing this on the High Priestess. So and to me it's all about intuition and connecting to source, connecting to higher universal energy. And then the Seasons card, and the seasons could be like the seasons are changing, but this also could mean like going with the flow. Like we don't have control over things. We don't have control over the seasons. They come and go. We might manipulate them and tweak them a little bit according to what we're doing on the earth, but we really don't have control over the seasons changing. It's going to happen because that's just a part of life, and nature is in control of that. So this is more about like maybe in like as the seasons change, I've been saying this for everybody, like things will shift for you because you'll start to feel better. You'll be outdoors more. Like that's just logical way of seeing it. But also just going with the flow of things and just letting them happen as they're supposed to, but guiding it in a positive way. You know, like definitely going with the flow and seeing all of its beauty in between. Like really appreciating and being grateful for having gratitude for the change of seasons, for the change of cycles, for the change of life, like whatever cycle that looks like to you. That is similar. Yeah. So I'm going to give you some self-care. I always like to end with these. They're funny. Or not funny, but they're like, I don't know. Sometimes they can be cheesy, but then they're always dead on. So I always like to use them. They're fun. So I say I'm going to pull one, but I'm not going to say that because I always end up pulling like a bunch because there's a lot of people on here and it's a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. So I'm going to pull a couple. Aromatherapy, maybe connecting with your senses a little bit more. Maybe for relaxation, to getting yourself in a peaceful mood, or like to do some meditation or stillness. Bringing like lavender, orange, frankincense. I love to go in deeper. Frankincense, myrrh combo, sandalwood. I mean, there's a million essential oils you can use. But good old lavender is really, really great. Or any kind of aroma, you know, cloves, apples, I don't know. Whatever resonates with you, whatever gets you into that space, I highly recommend it. Sweet treats. This is not the only one that came up. Maybe your aroma is sweet treats. Bake something and make the house smell delicious so you can feel like that comfort zone, but maybe something healthy on the healthier side. Doesn't have to be junk food. There's lots of fruit on this, and there's candy and muffins, but it's whatever, and that's very expanding. Sugar is very expanding, so I don't like to promote sugar, but natural sugar to me sometimes will expand when I'm working with Reiki or when I'm working energetically. It does have this expansion quality, so maybe that's why it's coming out for you. When you're going inward, maybe having some fruit, a smoothie, something. And intuition. It always comes up when there's other things that say about, in the reading. So definitely connect with your intuition. It's divinely guiding you. I think you know exactly what you need to do. I don't think that you're not connected to it. I think you just haven't listened deep enough if you don't feel that way. If you already are working with your intuition, ignore that. But if you feel like you haven't because you don't know how, it's because you just haven't sat still enough to hear it. It's always there. You just have to sit still to hear it. So those of you who are already focused, there's like different levels of intuition. Like the longer you sit still, the longer you get into it. So I've been doing some really cool psychic development stuff. And this is all about sitting still and allowing the mind chatter to slow down while the intuition comes up. And that's when you have these aha moments like, oh my God, I have answers to something that I've been waiting for so long. Or just hearing what your body and your spirit and your soul have to say. That's key to transforming all of this stuff that you really want to work on. And the bottom of the deck is create art. And we've said this in the beginning with the creative. Did we have that? I thought we had a creative creativity. If we didn't, I'm sorry, but I feel like we did. Being creative. Oh, well, threes. Threes are all about creativity. Yes, you have the three of wands. Create art. Draw, paint, make some bread. That's art. Cooking, creating something. It's painting here or drawing, but you can do any form of art. Clay work, like pottery. It doesn't matter. Paint some rocks with your kids. That's what I did at my mom's house. It was fun. I don't know. Maybe that resonates with somebody. Maybe you're an artist and you just haven't created because you haven't felt inspired. Well, you have a couple inspiration cards and you have an art card, so maybe you can like dive into that a little bit. I'm gonna pull one of these just because it's been calling me and I feel like it's done, but I just feel like he's been calling me, so maybe there's a message in here. Sagittarius for March 2021, please. Actualization. Friendships and conflict. I think the conflict, so the friendships are the twins. But I think this is more about like over here, what I was talking about, the final, like having your tribe, being connected to your tribe, reaching out to them if you need guidance to kind of help you through this because of the, some of this work might hit you hard. So just have your tribe to help you for support or have someone for support. And the conflict to me, this is not conflict. Maybe this was just conflict. For me, this is coming up like this conflict with yourself, like battling something internally with yourself. Maybe with depression or anxiety, stagnation, and kind of maybe having a hard time getting into this. Just do it. That's all I say. Like, I feel like just do something, whether it's writing a list, something to inspire you. Go take a walk. Do a guided meditation on YouTube. Like, just do something to get you into that space. You just need something to spark your creativity into whatever you got to do here, whatever is going on for you in your life. I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know if I can pull another one. Maybe I will. I'll pull one of these. I just pull all of them. This will just be the final card. If you like this reading, please subscribe and hit like to this channel. I would really appreciate it. I really want to keep going, and it's fun. And I know I will learn more how to articulate things and how to do different spreads and stuff as I go. So I am new here. So just be patient, because I think I can expand this and make it fun. So thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate this a lot. Curiosity. So maybe you are taking just the final steps now. A lot of you are just now being curious about taking this leap, you know, about like finding ways to have fulfillment, find peace, clear mind, like letting go of resistance. Maybe you're just opening the door for this curiosity and it hasn't really happened yet. For others, I feel like you're already on this journey, but for whoever this is for, just walk through the door and go for it, you know. Find, maybe the steps are positive affirmations right now just to start. And maybe writing a list of things that you're grateful for. And do like a guided meditation for 10 minutes. You know, those are little things you can do that might spark up something that will open up a door and down the rabbit hole you go. So, yeah, I think that this is really great. I think that you just have to do some minor tweaks to really get going. And remember, you have the ability to shift anything. No matter what this says, you make the choices, you make the decisions at the end, and you can shift anything that you want. You are strong enough to manifest whatever you want, with or without guidance. Just know that you have this about like having a clear mind and really keeping your thoughts and your words pure and true, to keep you focused and on a positive wavelength. So if you like this, thank you so much. Subscribe and like. I will see you soon. Take care and enjoy your month.